The ones that think like that are dangerous, and they are the reason why a lot of black women are being unalive because they're red pillars. How are you going to sit up there and say those are ancestors? Because I got Haitian ancestors, I have American black ancestors, right? How are you going to sit up there and say that she was okay with what happened to her? What is wrong with these black men? They are scary.
Let me. I want to go to Rick real quick. I want to make sure. Rick get his 2 cents in. He was in the comments rolling his eyes, so I wanted to hear what that was about. What's that about, brother?
No, I was rolling my eyes at the notion that think about it. They act like we do too. That's what I was rolling my eyes at. Dudes be hinting at all these protests too.
Go back. Rick, go back. We missed the whole thing. Your audio went out. I just heard. I was rolling my eyes, and then this shit went 0 dark 30.
Can you hear me now? I'm in my parking garage for my work. Can you hear me?
You good? Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, I was rolling my eyes because when we had the talks about like black women defending black men, when they talk about it, they act like black dudes for black men.
I don't think black men stick up for black women, and I'm not saying
at
ever.
Some point in time, y'all gotta acknowledge. No, at some point in time when y'all talk, y'all keep saying that like the men are just absent from like all these protests and stuff. When you go to, I've been to Black Lives Matter Square when all that was going on. It was just as many black men there as there were black women. So this whole notion that like dudes are just absent from this battle is ridiculous.
That was
sir. There was not as many black men there as there were black women, and there should have been more black men there than black women because the protest was set off. First of all, Black Lives Matter was set up by black women. They kind of went crazy at the end, but they started it. And we was definitely there in masses. And also, it should have been more of you there than there was of us because it got set off over the unaliving of a black man.
Okay, so
there should have been more than
y'all. We did that because of y'all. So at the end of the day, it should have been more black men, but it wasn't. Because at the end of the day, y'all really just don't give a heck. Y'all really don't care. So what are you talking about, Mr. Rick? Y'all do not stick up for black women. Barely.
And let me say this to you real quick, Rick. Let me say this real quick, Rick. Hold up.
Okay.
Here's the problem, right? When you say black men stick up for black women, okay, there are some that do it. But when they're doing it against who? Against other black men. So even those of you that are standing up for black women, y'all are talking to black men that are trying to disparage us.
Hold on. I don't think Breonna Taylor was killed by a black man. I don't think Sonia Mason was killed by a black man.
That's not what we said. Breonna Taylor chose Rick. Do you remember when they said that Breonna Taylor?
Let me finish.
Hey, time out. Let him finish. Stop. Y'all gotta just bring it down a little bit. Go ahead, Rick.
So like I was saying, y'all keep saying that like the black men weren't there. I don't know where y'all protesters at, but here in DC, it was 50-50. It was just as many black men at Black Lives Matter Plaza as it was black women marching. So like this whole notion that dudes are just absent, y'all gotta stop doing that. For real.
So I think, Rick, you do know that they track that type of stuff, right? And your anecdotal experience it shouldn't or wouldn't necessarily trump that. I get that you were there. I'm not taking that away from you. I respect that, but saying like that's what I saw as if you A, were doing an actual head count or something like that when you weren't, and B, that you don't know that these things are tracked is, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point? Like can we?
So hold on. So public, this is my issue. When we had these conversations, they get all rah like men are absent. They don't even acknowledge the men that are there.
But it's not I think the argument is there's not enough men there. It's not that no men are there.
How many men do they? If the numbers, because I saw all the studies. When I saw the study, it was like 46% of the people there were men. So that's almost half. How many more do y'all want us to, like, at some point in time, enough should be enough. Like, y'all want
wait. I got the answer. So there was more women. So based on what you just said, you know that there were more women there than men, right? For an issue that affects more black men than black women. You see what I'm saying? So So if you took the number, like if we took, hold on, Rick, listen. If you took the number of police brutality, right, per capita, and say, okay, who experiences the most police brutality per capita would be black men in the country, right? It wouldn't even be close. And then you compare that to black women. Now, black women experience the most police brutality compared to every other woman in this country, no doubt about it. Every other race of woman, no doubt about it. But compared to black men, they experience less police brutality. And our fates are linked, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like black men and black women, for better or worse, our fates are linked. But the thing that I find odd is that we experience more police brutality. We experience more violence from the police. But at the rallies, to Yellow's point, everybody else's point, the women showed up more than the men did, which proves exactly what we're saying. It's not about it. There should have been more. There should have been significantly more men there. Is the point? That's what I think. Where I'm coming from. 60-40, 50-50, whatever. I think it should have been. I think it should have been 70-30. But men don't show up for stuff like that. That's my point. And then Rick, when issues affect black women, if you turn that around, right? The issues that predominantly affect black women, you ain't never seen a rally held where 56% of it was made up by black men and 44% was made up by black women when it predominantly affected black women. You see what I'm saying? So yes, that's what they're talking about. That's how these are the ways that we leave them out to dry, bro. There's no need in arguing it. Why don't you just accept that? What's the point of saying, look, brother, the whole thing is this. You do realize you're not about to convince these people, me included, but you're not about to convince us by saying, black men show up for black women. If they're telling you that is their experience, why are you fighting against it? Why wouldn't you just accept it and say, damn, okay, like same thing with your wife. If your wife tells you, this is how I perceive what you said to me or did to me, whether it's right or wrong, I'm going to give you that. Let's say it's to your point. All right, cool. It could be true. Whatever. Black men show up, which I know ain't, but whatever. Right. But why would you fight against it? Why wouldn't you just accept it and be like, you know what? My fault. That wasn't what I was trying to do. Yada, yada, yada. I'll try to do better. So on and so forth. As soon as you start trying to fight against it, that is the telltale sign to me that you know what you're saying isn't true. You're trying to paint a narrative, right? You're trying to paint a narrative, a false narrative at that. You're not actually interested in the truth. You're not actually interested in the growth part. You're just interested in shutting everybody else down. Oh, that's not true. Black men show up. Don't believe your eyes and your lying eyes and what you see and what you hear and all the shit you read. Yeah. No, don't believe none of that shit. Like, it don't make no sense, bro.
Can I respond now?
Absolutely.
All right, so going back to the first point, there are more black women than black men. So if every black man in America showed up and every black woman in America showed up, the numbers would still be what they are, brother. So that's one. Two, when things happen to black women, there are black men there. At some point in time, you have to acknowledge the dudes. You can say, all right, there's not enough, but they don't say that. They say they're not there. They're not that.
Exhausting. This is really exhausting. You didn't say nothing. You literally just were arguing with me for no reason, being combative. Just being combative. For what?
I answered the question. I'm not being combative, bro. I'm telling you, bro, when we have these conversations, at some point in time, we have to have a real conversation. If you said, hey, bro, black men aren't there, that would be a false statement. They are saying black men aren't there. That's what they say.
Nobody is saying they're not there at all. They're not brother. That's not what they're saying. Nobody said black men don't show up at all. We don't show up enough. And we don't show up enough times. Jesus Christ, you fighting against that shit? So we all wrong. We lying. We got a false perception of black. Like, where are we getting it from? Who told us that? That's what I want to know. Who told us? What is the benefit in it for us to believe this right now? That's what I'm trying to understand. Especially me as a black man. What benefit in it? What benefit is it for me to believe?
The benefit to believe that black men are showing up for black women, there's no reason to believe that.
What benefit?
Is that what you're saying?
How does it benefit me
Because
as a black man to believe that black men aren't showing up for black women or for the community? We ain't showing up for black men either. It ain't like we show up for black men.
That is
We just show up for black men more than we show up for black women, but we still don't show up for black men either. Right? Let's get that straight. It ain't like we out here doing everything for black men and then we turn around and don't do nothing for black women. No. We not showing up for nobody. Like black children, black women, black LGBTQIA, black heterosexual, like we not showing up for nobody. Like, let's be fucking for real.
You're not being for real, because I look all over the place. There are black men mentoring, there are black men opening up schools, there are black men doing all the things y'all say they are not doing. Well, I can name 3 niggas who got schools right now.
Let me read these super chats.
Like, what are you talking about?
Tawana said Black Lives Matter movement is for men, not women. I don't know about that one. And mentioned that 46% of those men were of other races also. We ain't clocking that. Go ahead, Yellow Chick.
Rick, let's play the game with your numbers, okay? Let's play the game with your numbers and say that at the BLM thing, and I'm really reiterating and just changing the language around what Public said. Let's say that at the BLM protest, it was 50-50 on men and women. Let's throw it out there. That's what you said, so I'm assuming you're comfortable with that, right? We do have to know that this is an issue that predominantly affects men. So that means that when we have an issue that predominantly affects black men, black women show up at the same rates as men, okay? However, you, Rick, I'm going to ask you, when we have issues that specifically target black women, such as reproductive rights, such as issues in the hospital that we are unalived at a higher rate.
I got one. Hold on, Yellow Chick, one more. Issues such as black femicide. So like when black men unalive,
femicide,
right?
Domestic violence,
women,
SA, right? When we are organizing and dealing with these issues, would you say that black men are also showing up at 50-50?
Fuck no. Hell no.
I'm asking.
Y'all don't care.
Okay, so listen, we got him to say no. He understands that when it comes to these women's issues, black men are not showing up at 50-50, right? So that lets you know that black women are supporting black men at higher rates than black men support black women. Otherwise, if it's a black man issue, it'd be 50-50. If it's a black woman issue, it would be 50-50. And really, if we are this community that's there for each other and all these things, that's exactly what it would look like.
Yellow Chick, would you take, at this point, would you take 44-56 on those other issues?
Absolutely.
I'll take 44-56 right now. That'd be great. I bet you right now it's 90-10, 80-20.
And let me tell you something. It's a large percent of black men that have found the $350 at the last minute to go ask a woman to go to the clinic. But when it came time for them to go protest, getting the clinic situation taken care of, y'all ain't show up. But y'all be broke as all hell and find $350 at the last minute.
Yeah, Nathan said 70-30 would be an amazing start.
Or 450, whatever it is at your place.
You know what I heard a black man say? A black man told me, like, oh, I'm glad that they're taking y'all rights away, because basically if there was a race war, we need more children. So he basically said that we need black women to make more children, basically more boys, to fight this race war.
Do they know that y'all don't have?
That's what he said.
We don't have no choice in what gender the baby, what sex the baby comes.
But that's what he said. But I was just like, I said, so you basically look at women like a human incubator. That's the problem. That's the problem with men. They don't look at women as humans at all. They really think that women are just be here for them. They're here for their amusement. They're here to create their children, which we're actually the ones that's the creator. You tell it, ask a man, he swear up and down that his sperm is a seed. But at the end of the day, they really believe that if like, say for example, if I say I'm not having any more children, how if you're a young girl, I'm not having, They get so mad at younger women who's I'm not having more children. Why wouldn't you have any more children? We need black warriors. I'm just like, yo, bro, like.
I mean, we got enough black men now. What are we doing now? What y'all talking about?
They fight each other, but they won't fight white supremacy. But they fight each other though.
We just gonna have a bunch of broke black babies. We just gonna have a bunch of broke black babies running around here. Because what the fuck is we doing? Just more poor black people. That's all. That's all that's gonna be.
And they not heading to go pick up kids from foster care either.
Ever.
And then I'll say this, like, I don't really even like the way that they talk about like procreation in general, because they kind of degrade themselves in the process, and then kind of it's like they refer to themselves as like livestock. That's the issue that I have, and that's why I'm like, it just gives me the way that they talk about like procreating and like reproducing, because it's just they degrade themselves in the process, and I don't understand. I don't understand it. It's weird. And then they get mad when like you're not with that, when you ain't trying to get down like that. And it's like, do you even like yourself? Why would you like, is that the only thing you're capable of contributing to society, is you hunching and popping out babies that you don't even really want in the first place?
At this point. Well, so y'all know, so my take is, men sole purpose right now in society, outside of, you know, being like fodder, you know, cannon fodder for wars, you know, things like that, which is still built into this ultimately. But men's number one role in society is to protect the patriarchy. That's pretty much like what Rick is doing right now. That's an example of that. What GV is doing, like.
That's not protecting patriarchy, bro. That's speaking truth. You can't say black men aren't there. I just simply said they were. I said black men started schools. You said that's cap. I can name 3 schools started by black men. Y'all keep coming up here saying black men aren't doing anything. They are. That's my beef.
They're not doing enough. That's what we've been saying. You want to make it like this extreme so you could be like, there was one black man. Like, yeah, nobody said black men. We weren't, brother, it wasn't a literal, Rick, it wasn't a literal statement. Even if we said black men don't be doing nothing, we not meaning it in a literal sense, and it doesn't apply to every single black person. You know that. You knew that. Like, what the fuck?
And when I asked about the black woman issue, you pivoted. You never answered whether or not it looks like it's 50-50 when it's a woman issue. So tell me,
no.
Okay, so Rick, why not? Why is it not 50-50?
Because,
aren't you our protectors?
I'm trying to answer you.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Damn.
Go ahead.
Like, a lot of dudes do not know the issues that affect y'all. And I'm going to keep it a being like the femicide rate. A lot of dudes don't even know what femicide is. The whole, the pregnancy. You asking a question, I'm trying to answer.
Go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead.
You good.
And then when you talk about the the mortality rate when giving birth, a lot of men are not aware of that because to them it does not affect them. Like, I'm not saying that's right, but they just don't know. If they knew, I'm pretty sure they would be there to support you.
No, they don't.
Why don't they know?
They don't care.
So the reason, but listen, the issues with the police and y'all, it doesn't really affect us in that same way, right? The thing about it is the same way. No, let me finish, Rick. Let me finish because I had to stop for you too, right? The same way that those femicide rates and those unalivings during giving birth and stuff affects y'all because you lost a sister, you lost a wife, you lost a mother, you lost, right? That affects you the same way that it's affected us when the police come and pew one of y'all down, right? The thing about it is the reason y'all don't know about it is not because the information isn't available. It's because you don't give a damn. You'd have to care. And that's the issue. The issue is that we care about y'all enough to figure out what's going on with your issues, and y'all don't care enough about us to find out what's going on with ours.
Let me read these super chats. Tawana said, hold on. Yeah, you can. You can respond right after I read these super chats. Tawana said, if black men cared about their people, there would be a stand against gangs, drug dealers, pimps, porn, and hip hop. Definitely. Miss Chrissy, baby, appreciate it. She said, "Pub, the black man that was at the protest was LGBTQ." Oh, that part too. Say that too. Pub, the black men that was at the protest were LGBTQIA. Also, black men unalive. One of the lead after SA. I don't get that part. But that's crazy. Yeah, say that part too. Go ahead, Rick.
Oh, no, what I was saying was part of the reason you know about these police killings of black men is because they get pushed out on the news. It's very rare that you see a story about a black woman dying in the birthing room unless you go looking for it. That's why part of the reason people don't know. Like to sit here and say, people just don't know, and you do not know what you do not know. You can't tell somebody to look up something they don't even know exists.
Okay, did black men organize a march for Miss Massey?
Probably somewhere in some city, but not a lot.
No, did black men organize a rally for her? Because black women organize rallies for y'all all the time.
Probably not. If I had to guess, probably not, but maybe in the city. It's just a general question because I know how many people like a black man did it somewhere. Like, yeah, I'm sure black men.
But what black men did, they said that she threw the hot water at him, and she was combative. And you when I tell you that black men use this thing, it's basically saying like that's the reason why y'all in the situation that y'all in. That's the reason why y'all getting this. They blamed her for what that cop did to her. Even Pickneys did that. Black men. Did I stutter? Did I stutter? I said black men. Black men did that.
A lot of black men did that, bro.
A lot of black men did that. And they spread it around TikTok. And they spread it around Instagram. They blamed her the same way they literally Corinne Gaines. They did that to her too. She should have complied. She should have did this. Y'all are not to be trusted. Seriously. Y'all have no loyalty to black women at all. You never did.
Well, let's be.
Ever.
I want to be fair.
Okay, not all the way. I'm sorry, public.
No. I want to be fair. We don't have no loyalty to the community at all. It ain't just black women. We don't care about black men. We don't care about black shit. Like we don't got no loyalty to nobody. It ain't just black women. You know what I'm saying? They just get it the worst.
Black dudes get online and say what happened to that lady was absolutely wrong, and that police officer should be arrested. So like this whole like. That's what I'm saying, bro. She's pointing out the dude she saw that said, no, I didn't see that. I saw everybody I saw say that the police officer deserves to be under the jail. So to sit here and say black men did it, like, no, they didn't. You saw 5 or 6 black dudes say some ignorant shit. Like, come on, fam.
All right, Mr. Rick, I'm gonna follow you.
Hold on. Let me finish. And then with the Sonya Massey question, we had a rally up here. Now, I'm not aware of who organized. I don't know who organized it. I just know we had one. I didn't do the research to dig in and see who did it. But we had one.
All right, Mr. Rick, I'm going to follow you. Follow me back, and I'm going to send you some of them videos of black men talking about Sonya Massey, okay? Since you said you didn't see none of them, it didn't exist. I'm going to...
You can also go to my YouTube. Hold on, Rick.
Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Rick, hold on. You can also go to my YouTube. I did a whole live on it when I was talking about black men doing it. Like, it's not, and I see it every single time. And a lot we were talking about it, and it was one I forgot, and I felt bad. It was Breonna Taylor. I was like, that was the only time I didn't hear like any black men really saying, and I had somebody said, no, they was saying that she wasn't with that boyfriend, and that wouldn't happen to her. And I was like, yeah, I do remember that. Like, even in there, they found a way to blame that woman. And you can't, brother. I don't think you understand what is happening. I don't think that most black men was out here dogging Sonya Massey. That's not what we're saying. That's what I'm not saying.
That's what she said. That's exactly what she said.
That's not what I said, Nick. That's not what I said. You lying. You didn't say that either. Nobody said most black men was doing that. Nobody said that, brother.
Do I have to basically say most and some? What, you know what's so funny? Because I had to say most or some so I won't hurt your feelings, Rick.
No, you
but
don't.
What I said, I did not say all, but did I say all? But did I say all, Rick? But did I say all? But did I say all? But did I say all, Rick?
You didn't say some, you didn't say anything. You just said
it does, but so I have to do that so your feelings won't get hurt, right? So I have to specifically say that because one thing about y'all men, Y'all, we had to tiptoe around y'all goddamn egos, y'all fragile egos. So we have to literally say some, not all, because when it comes to y'all, shut up, gingivitis, shut up. What I'm saying is, shut up, gingivitis. What I'm saying is, when it comes to y'all black men, we literally had to tiptoe around y'all feelings. Y'all are the most fragile creatures. Okay, not all black men said that about Sonya. Nobody, not all of y'all. Does that make you feel better?
Too many. Can I say the number? Can I say the number was too many? It was too many black men that was saying that it was now.
Can I ask you a question now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
You say it was too many, right? Mm-hmm. So if you saw 4 videos of dudes saying that she had it coming, and I don't agree with that, and you saw 10 videos of dudes saying, "Nah, that cop deserves to go to jail," why are we talking about the 4 and acting like that's most of it?
Because the 4 get amplified, Rick.
So hold on. Remember when I said earlier that the reason that y'all understand, like we talk about the police killing black men is because it gets amplified, and then when I said dudes are just not aware of like the issues with the
It's not a 1-to-1, Rick. It's not the same thing, brother. It's not.
It is.
Okay.
How's it not?
Rick, hold on, wait. Let me explain this. The reason why it's not the same thing is because if the point of them amplifying the Officer Tatums of the world is you only need one Officer Tatum. You only need one Candace Owens. You only need one coonerific black person can undo the work of 1,000 well-meaning black people, right? Because the system already is working against us so heavily. Our margin of error is much smaller. You know what I'm saying? Somebody put 5 on Rick here. So the margin of error is much smaller, right? So when you try to apply that same logic to what we're discussing, when we say black that's just what they see, that's not the same thing. It's really not, bro. You should want to find out that, like, look, I know about femicide, about femicide because I listened to women talk about femicide, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh shit, this is like a real problem, right? I know about the unalivement rate of black women during childbirth. The first time I heard it was about Serena, but first, discussing it was more black women would talk about it, and I looked at them, I was like, damn, this shit is crazy. Like, black men in general, that's what I'm saying. This is why I get it, where the discussion kind of got to get. Hold on, somebody got to mute up. Y'all got a lot of background noise. This is where the discussion why I hate talking about black men specifically, because we've been up here this whole time, and now it sounds like a black man bash fest, right? Black men the weakest thing, black men the worst, black men the worst. But here's the thing: white men don't be doing that shit for they women either. Because it is a fucking systemic problem that all men be like, it's happening everywhere at all times. It's happening everywhere at all times, right? So when you come up here, Rick, and you go, nah, black men was at the rallies and all of that shit. Now we gotta talk about black men. Now we gotta call out black men specifically and be like, nah, black men wasn't there. And we are in a bad position because the system, hold on, brother. Hold on, Rick. The system is so slanted against us that the system is working downhill on us, right? We pushing up on the system. The system is going downhill. We going uphill. So it take every black person, everybody that want to fight with it. It's taking all of us to push, just so we don't get smushed, right? And if one black person or 5 or 10% of black people opt out of the process, we get we get rolled over, we get steamrolled. So yeah, if there's 10 black men saying, yeah, that dude deserved to get that police officer should be prosecuted to the furthest extent of the law, and then you just say, and then there's 4 black men saying the opposite, that hurts us. That's a fucking problem. That shit ain't, you can't say just ignore those 4 because Rick, because hold on, brother. The people, it ain't those black men who are doing that, they not doing that for us. Rick, you don't hear that shit. I don't hear that. I don't agree with that shit. They're not doing it for me. Who you think they appealing to? They appealing to the system. They're making an appeal to the oppressors. And that hurts us. That's what I'm saying. So stop fucking stop playing dense and being like, oh, it's just it ain't the majority of black men doing it, but it's too many. It's too many. That's the point. It's too many.
So public, you and Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum are one and the same.
Oh my fucking God.
No, I'm asking you a question because what you're essentially saying is because there's one, it makes us all look bad. That's what you're saying, correct?
I'm saying that when black people do stuff like that, when black people come out and make an appeal to the oppressive systems that are harming us, it does more damage than if 1,000 black people came together and said, that's wrong. Because of course we're supposed to say, of course. That's why, look, I'll use me as an example. You're right. Me and Officer Tatum, we are similar in this way, right? The same way that me being against misogyny and me working against the patriarchy, right? You see the reaction that I get from other men. It's only me, right? Because the patriarchy is so fragile and so frail that it only take a few men to speak out against it and the whole shit could collapse, right? So you got one black man saying, hey, the patriarchy is fucked up. We got to do something about it. And now all of the Negro, Black, Dark Alliance got to converge on this. Rick, why are you talking while I'm talking, sir? Why are you talking while I'm talking? The Negro, Black Alliance got to converge on this one black. The dark Negro Black Alliance got to converge on this one black man and smush him down, right? So because the system is so fragile, that's why Officer Tatum, he is working with the oppressors, right? But we are so fragile as a community. I'm not saying as a community because the system is so oppressive. We need all the help we can get. Our margin of error is fucking razor thin. So when you got an Officer Tatum coming out there saying the things he's saying, it hurts us a lot. Yeah, it hurts our community a lot, bro. That's the point.
Now, can I please respond now?
Yes, go ahead.
When I asked if you and Officer Tatum were one and the same, I wasn't saying positions are polar opposites. What I'm saying is if somebody were to look at what Officer Tatum and put that on you, like, yeah, public must agree with him because he's a black man, you would disagree with that, correct?
Yeah, man.
So when y'all say these things, I would be like, no, that's not black men. That's just that one dude. Now, you can say it's hurting us. I agree with you. But to sit there and put that as a canvas for majority of black men or even a significant portion is ridiculous.
You're missing the point, Rick. Here's how I know you're not listening.
I am listening.
You're not listening. You're not. I promise you, you're not. No, you don't understand what I'm saying, Rick. Officer Tatum isn't appealing to black people. That's not who he's talking to. He's not appealing to black people, right?
I understand that.
You don't. If you did, you wouldn't say but. That's how I know you don't understand. So what he's doing is, man, god damn, bro, I'm about to drop you. You talking. Stop, Rick, please. What Officer Tatum is doing is he appeals to white supremacists, right? So then they use him to affect other white people and manipulate them. That's what they do, right? So the apparatus that is white supremacy, the patriarch, whatever, they just take his fucking comments or whatever he makes and they go see white people. Don't listen to the Ricks and the Publics. They're lying. Look, even this black man is saying this. And so even well-to-do white people, even the ones that like, you know, like the same way you're talking about black men, like they just don't know. Those white people who just don't know, they appeal to them and they convince them, oh yeah, see, this isn't really a problem. It's not our fault. It happens. It was her fault. That's what I'm telling you. So it's not about us. And I'm not saying they would look at me and be like, oh, he is the same. It's not about what black people are saying about Officer Tatum or public. That's not what it is. But if the system, if the people who control it, if they look at it and go, oh yeah, Officer Tatum is saying that she deserved it, that changes the opinion, that changes the perception in the court of public opinion, right? And that is really important. So every single time that a coon, why do you think coons are so powerful? I don't understand. What are you missing? That is the whole point of a coon.
I I don't think. All right, so hold on. I have a different opinion on coons. I don't think white people are. Can I say white people? I don't think white people respect coons either. I think they just use them to serve a purpose. So that's why I'm
I
asking.
didn't say they respect them, brother. Do you know that House Negroes stopped so many rebellions?
I'm aware. Yes, I'm fully
Okay,
aware.
that's so.
That's why
There's
they.
only a handful of. Listen, Rick. There's only a handful of House Negroes, though. House Negroes didn't make up the majority of black people on the plantation. There was only a handful of House Negroes. It only takes a handful of House Negroes to stop a whole fucking rebellion. And here you are arguing, going, if four House Negroes go up there, nigga, they stopping their rebellion. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't have a point. You just arguing. That's how I know you didn't listen to what I was saying. Because you kept talking about, if they try to lump you in with him, I don't give a fuck about that. That's not the discussion at all. That's not it at all. We're talking about mitigating the damage that the system is causing us. That's the system that's oppressing us. We're talking about stopping it, right? How do you stop it? You need all the fucking help you can get. We need all hands on deck in this motherfucker, right? So anytime we start doing something, if a handful of specifically black men, start being on that, like, I think Sonya, she deserved that. That's all it takes. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Where is the argument? What the fuck are you talking, bro? I'm honestly, I don't know what the point of it is anymore. What are you really trying to say right now?
All right, so we got away from the original point.
We
Talking
didn't.
about, and we got off. No, listen, hear me out. Listen. When I first came on here, we were talking about black men not showing up at rallies and stuff. Now we're on Officer Tatum. So my point with Officer Tatum was, I didn't even bring him up. You did. The point I was making was, when people look at a dude like that, I don't think that they look and say all black people feel like this. You just said that they're going to stop the rebellion. My thing is, if there are enough of us saying the right thing, he won't matter. Like, and then to say
I'm about to lose it.
He's an example of black men in general is ridiculous.
I'm about to lose it. Yeah, that wasn't.
You don't think like you're capable of bringing up other points to kind of come back to the original point? Like you can stay on topic and bring up other different scenarios. I hope y'all understand that, right? Because this tunnel vision y'all have when y'all be trying to have conversation, it just shows like y'all lack the range. Like the education gap really be showing up in public lives. Like
Johnny, he's not uneducated. He's actively trying not to understand what we're saying right now. That's the sickest part about this conversation. He is intentionally not listening to what we're saying. That's the shit that frustrates me.
No, I disagree. I think he understands and he thinks that he's smarter than everybody else in the room.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's actively trying to derail the
I think he's derailing it. I think he understands.
He fully understands what's going on. He's actively going against it though. Like what? That's the sickest. If it was an undereducation, fuck it, right? He ain't educated. We just got to appeal to him. He knows what we saying. He knows exactly what we're saying. They got 10 on his head. This shit is crazy. Hold on, let me read these super chats. They blame the women for the male's evils, just like the Me Too movement. They will make excuses unless the perpetrators are white teeth. Exactly. When the perpetrators are black, they always ignore it, act like that. It ain't that bad. It ain't the black man. It absolutely be us too.
But public.
Hold on. One more. I got you.
I'm sorry, Yellow.
Rick sounded like he yelling on a prison. Rick sounded like he yelling on a prison phone. Hold on. I got 2 more, I think. Wow. All right, we got 30 on Rick head now. Total. They said 20 on Rick. Just scheduled a live stream on my YouTubes about emotional regulation. My podcast is only for the members of my Strong Black Woman support group. But Rick, I'll pay your entry fee. Feel free to join us because woo child. They put 5 on Rick. We got y'all got 35 on Rick head, man. They trying to get that boy up out of here. He frustrated me. So
I just want to say, public, your example of the 2 or 3 slaves that stopped the rebellion. So you got like 1,000 slaves out there doing the right thing. You got 2 or 3 people running in there being like, Massa, what they doing out there? It ain't right.
Wake up,
it ain't right, Massa. Right? Those 2 or 3 dudes it's enough to stop the 1,000 that was finna do something.
Yep.
And that's exactly what he said. And let me make the other point real quick before they end up canning him. When you go and look at these 4 videos that you claim that there's only 3 or 4 of them, you got to then open it up and look at the 1,000 people that commented and agreed. Because it don't be just the video. It be all the people in the comments too, sir.
Willful ignorance tax. They put it on them.
Let him go.
Let him go. Let him go. He about to let him go. He got you don't got a little bit of time with him.
You will see, if you see those comment sections, you will also see dudes saying, y'all are wrong, that woman did not deserve it. Like,
oh my God.
That's my only point.
Damn, Rick.
So what I really want to say is, like, the fact that a lot of you black men don't understand that we starting to see it. We're waking up, that we know that what we did for y'all, right? It's not even close enough what y'all ever done for us, because y'all haven't really done anything for us. Like, y'all literally throughout history, the first time that a black man had like any type of rights voting, you know what black men voted for? Access to YT women, right? That was the first thing that y'all did. So at the end of the day, like, we are no. I'm talking. It is true, but that's what y'all did. That's what y'all did to black women. That's what I'm just saying. Like, do you want to keep yelling or you want me to talk? The first thing that black men did when they got a little bit of freedom to actually vote, they voted for access to YT women. So we knew. I even saw back in the blues days of a black man talking crap about his nappy-headed wife. I heard a black man literally said that when we are with YT women, right, we